Okay, yesterday was Super Tuesday. We went out, we talked to voters. We talked to voters at polling places. We talked to voters all over the place. We went to a Bernie Sanders, the official Bernie Sanders Boston area event, and I have a bunch of stuff to present to you. First, I spoke to a few Hillary voters. I'm going to play this video for you. The interesting thing here was I was told in a completely serious manner by a Hillary supporter that she supports Hillary because of, and I quote here, Billary, which is an unusual reason to support a candidate. But that being said, let's take a look. Here with a Massachusetts voter, did you vote on the Democratic ballot or Republican today?
Democrat.
And who did you vote for?
Hillary.
What made you decide to vote for Hillary Clinton instead of Bernie Sanders?
Billary.
Billary. Explain that.
Well, I think Bill Clinton's one of the best presidents we've ever had, and I think it's somehow he'll have an influence. So
in a way, by voting for Hillary Clinton, you feel as though it's a way maybe to get Bill Clinton to have more influence in the U.S.
I'm sure he will.
Any particular issue that you really agree with Hillary Clinton on?
A lot of them. I really couldn't pinpoint one right now.
One that's most important, maybe?
Not really.
Not really. Anything you disagree with about Bernie Sanders' platform?
No.
So really, Bill Clinton was an important thing for you.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much.
Definitely. All right. Thank you.
You voted on the Democratic ballot today. Who ultimately received your vote today?
Hillary.
And what made you decide to vote for Hillary instead of Bernie Sanders?
I've been a Hillary supporter for a long time, since Bill, and I wanted her to, be the first female president, and I voted to her the previous election, but she never made it. Obama did instead, so this time again.
Is there any particular issue where you really agree with Hillary more than Bernie Sanders?
I think she's a little bit more knowledgeable in terms of defense and international affairs.
And are there any issues that are of particular concern where you don't feel Bernie Sanders is qualified?
I think Bernie, he has a lot of good ideas, but I don't know if they're realistic in terms of, becoming a reality.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Which ballot did you vote today, Democratic or Republican?
Democratic.
And who did you ultimately vote for?
Hillary Clinton.
Was there a long period of time that you thought about this, or was it clearly Hillary for you from the start?
Probably pretty clearly from the start.
Any particular issue where you said, Hillary Clinton, I agree with, Bernie Sanders, I don't?
Nothing particular. I think just more of the electability of Hillary. Some of the Bernie's policies I agree with, but I don't feel like he could be effective implementing them. So nothing specific.
And in what sense do you feel Hillary is more electable than Bernie Sanders? Or why do you think that, I guess, is what I'm saying?
Why do I think she's more electable? I think she has a more moderate position. Still very progressive, but more moderate. I think Bernie will be cast as someone who's too far to the left for a general election.
So obviously that doesn't seem to be totally backed up in the polls. What was your thought, Lewis? I mean, whenever we talk to Hillary voters, now we've spoken to them in New Hampshire and we've spoken to them in Massachusetts, there is this sense that it's not so much about issues, but it's about the idea of Hillary Clinton as the nominee.
Yeah, or the idea that Bernie Sanders cannot successfully implement his ideas.
Right.
And I say, who cares? Let Bernie try. Let him move the discussion in one direction. But I guess people don't agree with me.
I think that certainly the Massachusetts Hillary voters we spoke to, not to generalize because we spoke to a handful of each, they seem to have slightly more rational ideas about voting for Hillary versus Bernie than those with whom we spoke in New Hampshire, although we've spoke to a very small samples.
Exactly, yeah. I don't know if we spoke to enough people to actually determine anything, but still some of the same ideas throughout.
Gamefly is sort of like Netflix for video games. They have over 8,000 new and classic games for Xbox One, Xbox 360, PS4, PS3, Wii, and a bunch of other platforms. And you can play as many games as you want for one monthly fee. And if you find some games you want to keep, you can buy them for a low used price. There's never any due dates or late fees. And our audience can get a free 30-day trial at gameflyoffer.com/TDPS. The games are shipped directly to you with return envelopes included. There's no contracts, and you can rent games through the mobile app. Get the free 30-day trial for the David Pakman Show audience and support our show. by going to gameflyoffer.com/TDPS.